Okay, let's look at this strategic financial plan discussion questions. In the TriMet Board's fiscal year 13 budget statement, the board committed to creating a strategic financial plan to ensure the agency was on the right fiscal path to meet the region's demand to grow service. This here is the crux of the issue. Meet the region's demand to grow service. See this here, right here. Whoops. Well, you see what I'm getting at there. That is where the problem is. See, TriMet is unable to concentrate on what they have built. They continue to want to build, and they want to build now. They don't want to wait to build. They want to build now. And this is the problem. How are they going to continue this major expansion of theirs when there doesn't seem to be enough revenue to fund it? Well, one way is to use the Walmart method. Walmart has accumulated billions of wealth, and they did that primarily by not paying their employees. That's the labor of the employees is the wealth of a company. That's the wealth, because there is no other way to achieve true wealth. Labor is wealth. So TriMet's idea is to achieve their wealth by decreasing their union employees' wages, benefits, overall cost any way they can. Let's move on. Payroll tax. Annual payroll tax of $257 accounts for 54% of TriMet's continuing resources. Okay. Over the past 30 years, average growth in employment has been 2%. Over the past 15 years, the average annual growth in payroll tax has been 3.6%. The average underlying growth in payroll tax revenue has been 3.6%, and the growth in employment has been So they're saying that their payroll tax revenue has increased 3.6%, even though the employment has only increased 0.6%, which is rather interesting. Should payroll tax growth resulting from employment growth be dedicated to restoring and expanding? See, you can't do. This is the problem. See, this is a trick question. This is not working, this highlighter, but should payroll tax be dedicated to restoring and... You can't have both. You see, they want too much with too little. You want one or the other. Passenger fares. Number 2, fiscal year TriMet has budget passenger revenue of $121 million, accounting for 25% of continuing resources. Ridership is estimated to grow 2.4%. Well, it's interesting because ridership has been falling for quite a while now. Since they eliminated Fairless Square, ridership has been falling. Should revenue gain be from increased ridership to be dedicated to restoring and there you go again. See how they're loading the question? They're loading it. Operating costs. Fiscal year 2014, TriMet budgeted $489 in total operating requirements. TriMet's major costs are salaries, wages, and benefits. 49% of the requirements. So the wages, salaries comprise 49% of the budget. Materials and services, 32%. Retiree medical and pension funding, 12%, which is actually less than I thought. And debt service, 7%. By the way, the debt service payment doesn't decrease the overall debt. That's just interest payments. To ensure cost of maintaining existing service does not reduce TriMet's ability to restore and expand. You have this every single... Should TriMet establish a policy of holding its cost per revenue hour growth to no more than the growth in the regional inflation? That seems like a very stacked question of some sort. Okay, moving along. Reserve funds. By board policy, TriMet has set and funded minimum unrestricted reserve fund of $2.4 2.5 months of operating. The objective of 2.5-month reserve is to provide sufficient resources to cover expenditures throughout a year and to provide time to respond if economic conditions so required. And then in red, should TriMet create a separate reserve fund or expand its fund balance policy target to smooth out fluctuations in operating revenues throughout normal business cycle, or allow service levels, including expansion and restoration, to fluctuate with currently available resources. I don't know what they're, it's very strange what they're doing here. Okay, pension funding, OPEB. The two largest liabilities on TriMet's balance sheet are defined as pension and retiree medical obligations. In 2003, TriMet chose to close a non-union defined benefit pension plan to new hires and replace it with defined. In 2012, TriMet closed the union defined and replaced it with defined. In other words, you now have to, you don't get anybody that comes in TriMet now has to pay into their own 401k plan. You don't get any kind of defined benefit. Very bad, because you're now subject to the ups and downs of the stock market, whereas a defined benefit, you're not. Should a target date be set for reaching fully funded status? Since 2009, TriMet has taken steps to reduce retiree medical costs by excluding non-union employees hired after 2009 from eligibility for medical. By excluding non-union employees for eligibility for retiree medical. Additionally, the medical plan design changes have been implemented that reduce TriMet's costs for active and retired employees. Should TriMet continue to fund retiree benefits other than pensions on a pay-as-you-go while reducing? I never did understand what the OPEB. Through a series of no, you should not do that. Okay, what we see here. Let me comment on another. You don't need to be a great thinker to know where this is going. This is their new technique of trying to get their message of how good we have it as drivers and retirees, and how they're going to save the entire system on our backs, and they're putting it all on us. Now they've calculated which constituency would be the easiest to shit on right here. And from the executive point of view, which constituency, well, your union workforce is the easiest one to shit on. See, they can try to rally the public behind their point of view, thereby saving themselves the embarrassment of their own malfeasance and their own lack of management capabilities, which has brought us to this situation. I mean, everything that has happened up until this point has been the result of management. No union person has any responsibility for where TriMet is today. This is all a creation of past and current management. And in their minds, they've decided that we're going to come. They very masterfully never said anything about the pensions and the salaries and the benefits in this presentation. But that's where this is going. We know that this is where it's going, and they've devised this new way to get there. This is their new way of getting their it's all the employees' fault message out. So don't be fooled by this little strategic plan. Now, we know what this is, okay? How long have we been paying attention to this? This is another way for them to come after us. Now, just be aware of where this is heading. This is not this strategic plan is a bunch of crap, because they already know what they want.